Can a pen really be tactical, or is that just a bunch of overblown marketing hype? Well, in this video, we're going to take a look at a very basic tactical style pen from the folks at Schrade. We're going to talk about that coming up on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me. So the question today is whether or not there's such a thing as a tactical pen, if it makes sense to call a pen tactical, is there a reason to carry a tactical pen, or all the above. We're going to talk about all that today with as little rambling as possible. You know me, right? But first of all, I just want to say that the folks at Schrade were kind enough to send me this one so I can show it to you. And this is their SC Pen BK. It's their basic tactical pen. They have several different models. We've actually looked at a couple of different ones on the channel, but and we'll talk about that in a minute. But I do want to get to the subject matter at hand, and let me just go ahead and say right now, without a bunch of drama, that I think it is a good idea to carry a tactical style pen. I know in the comments on some of the other previous videos, I've had people say you can do the same thing with a Bic or whatever, so I'm going to address that as we go. But let me tell you why I think this may be my new favorite tactical pen, because it is just basic. It just unscrews and the cap just sticks there and you write with it, just like thousands of other style pens on the market that are just, you know, some of them cost a lot more than this one. This is around the $20-something range, I think, on Amazon. But I did have a favorite. The last one I said was my favorite, I thought, was the push button model, because what I didn't like was having to unscrew the cap, and then the other ones you had to screw it on, and it's like a big deal just to write something when you have to take your pen out to sign a receipt or whatever. So the push button one I thought was really cool. I can just push the button and write, just like a regular click button pen. The problem is the mechanism was so easy to push the button that I put it in my pocket and it'd get pushed sometime throughout the day. And I look down anyway, I ruined some pants with ink spots, so I'll put it that way. So I like this one because it's just, you unscrew it and you just stick it on there for a second and you write with it. And I also like the fact that it doesn't look all tactical. You know, it's just a plain looking pen, doesn't look like anything crazy. You take this out of your pocket, people aren't going, oh, look at that, he's got this funky, crazy pen. It's just like a pen. So that's good too. This thing's made out of T6061 aluminum, so it's really solid. So it only weighs about an ounce or 28 grams, and it's about 5.7 inches long. So, you know, or that, for you guys that are for some strange reason still stuck in the metric system, that's 14.5 centimeters. Go figure, right? And again, the Amazon price on this thing's about 23 bucks. Or, by the way, $65. So let's just go down that rabbit trail just for a minute. So if you shop on Amazon, which I do, and if you do and you use my links, by the way, thank you so very much if you're doing that, because it really does help the channel. But anyway, I was looking up the price on this pen, and I saw it was like 23 bucks, 24 bucks, whatever I just said. And then below it, there's another price. It's like $58 plus, you know, $7 shipping. I'm like, huh? So I click on it. Oh yeah, it's the same pen, but it's from some third-party seller. And I'm wondering, first of all, do they really sell these pens at all, ever? I don't know. I guess the point of this is, if you are shopping on Amazon, make sure, you know, you check the, just scroll down. If you find something you like, there's other, where it says other sources are other available, just scroll through and double check a couple things if it looks like the price is crazy, because sometimes it is. Again, 24 bucks or 65 bucks, exactly the same pen. The 24 bucks was from Schrade, the 65 bucks was from some third-party vendor. So anyway, we'll climb back out of the rabbit hole now and get back on the tactical pen. I just kind of thought that was something worth mentioning. So anyway, why do I think it's important to carry a pen in general, and specifically a tactical pen? Okay, reason number one, I like to have my own pen at all times, because I don't like to use the pen with the flower sticking on top of it. You know, nowadays we use plastic a lot. We're signing receipts all the time. You know, you go to buy something. If you don't have a pen on you, they got that little cup sitting there with the pen sticking out with the big flowers on them, so nobody steals their 29-cent pen. And man, you just don't know who had that pen in their hand last, and where that hand's been, or where that person's been, or what their hygiene level was, or what their health level was. It just, why not carry a pen? It's not a big deal. This thing weighs 1 ounce, okay? So first of all, that's reason number one. Whether any kind of pen, get your own 29-cent Bic, put your own flower on top if you want to, if that's what you want. But I really recommend that everybody carry a pen. It doesn't make sense to expose yourself to a bunch of unnecessary germs. And you think about that pen and that cup with a flower on top, how many people have picked that sucker up and used it, and you don't know if they just picked their nose, or wipe their rear end or whatever. You just don't know. Okay, that's enough of that. Second reason is sometimes you need to write something down. That's just the way it goes. You might see something, you want to write a phone number down, you want to make a note, whatever. It's good to have a pen, right? Now that right there is absolutely groundbreaking. But does it have to be a tactical pen? Does it have to be? No. Would I recommend it? Absolutely. Here's why. This you can take on an airplane. This you can take in a courthouse. This you can take in the post office. This you can take in a hospital. This you can take in a school. I don't know anywhere you can't take this. This, on the other hand, a lot of places that frown upon that. Now, is this as good as this? Of course not. But is this better than this? Absolutely. Here's why. This is machined aluminum, okay? Now, you could probably bend it or dent it or break it, but if you grab a hold of this and you poke somebody anywhere, you poke them here, you poke them here, you poke them here, you poke them here, it's going to hurt. It's going to slow them down. Could you potentially kill somebody with this? Yes, you could. The point is that if you are in a situation where you need to defend yourself, this gives you an edge over this. Plain and simple. I don't think that is disputable. I believe even Chuck Norris would have an advantage with this. Okay, maybe not Chuck Norris, but anybody else, I believe, even a 10th degree black belt Navy SEAL is going to be better off with one of these than just one of these. It's just a no-brainer in my opinion. So if you're going to carry a pen, why not just carry one that has double duty as a possible defensive weapon? So bottom line, my opinion is a tactical pen for real? Yes, I believe it is. Not going to be my first choice. I'm not bringing a pen to a gunfight, but this gives you the ability to have some sort of defensive weapon in a lot of areas where this is the only thing you can carry. I mean, I can't even carry this in a courthouse, okay? I mean, it's one more example. Last year I went to Washington, D.C. with the family, and we went to the one of the Library of Congress buildings, and they would not let me bring this in. Yeah, obviously this is an intimidating, aggressive weapon of mass destruction. I was not allowed to bring it into the building. I was able to find a place to hide it outside, and so I still got it, which is cool. But a pen, no worries. You can bring the pen right in. Take this thing on an airplane. Take this thing in a courthouse. We've already went through all that. I'm being repeatedly redundant. So bottom line, yes, I think a tactical pen makes great sense for everybody to carry, man, woman, or child. And it wouldn't hurt to get some training in how to use a Kubotan or some sort of blunt striking instrument. But even if you don't have any training, I mean, you just grab this sucker and you poke somebody with it, it's going to be better than slapping them, right? And one thing I'll say about this one, by the way, I'm just noticing this. You saw me holding it like this. I like this pen a lot. It is now, by the way, officially my favorite tactical pen so far because the top is very smooth and you just poke somebody with it like that. You can really get a lot of force when you put your thumb behind it. So many of the other ones I've used have a glass breaker here or whatever, and you can't really put your hand on it, or they just have some sort of, I even saw one that has a DNA sampler. Now, if that's about as gross as it sounds to me. Chuck Norris can hear sign language. I told you I'd try to keep the rambling to a minimum, and I've obviously failed, so I'm going to wrap this thing up. So A, I think everybody needs to have a pen at all times because you don't want to use the one with the flowers on it. B, I think it's a good idea to make that pen a tactical style pen. And C, I think you could do a lot worse than this one right here from Schrade at about 23, 24 bucks. And it uses a standard refill, by the way. We didn't get into that, but it uses a standard refill. It's not a big deal. You can find them at any office supply store. Anyway, so there you go. Please feel free to continue the discussion in the comment section below. I do my best to answer every single comment. My kids say, that's crazy. Nobody does that, Dad. But right now, I still try to do it. Who knows how long I'll be able to keep that up. I passed 70,000 subscribers not too long ago. Thank you so much for all your support. I just can't believe it. So anyway, gosh, I'm rambling in the closing. Anyway, once again, thanks to the folks at Schrade for sending me this so I can show it to you. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for clicking that thumbs up, for sharing this video with all your friends. Thanks for doing all your Amazon shopping through the Survival on Purpose links. I really appreciate it. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident. Be prepared. See you next time. an 18th degree black belt jiu-jitsu, kung fu, karate expert. One of their SCK, what is it? Whatever, they could have Zika virus or this. You can't take on an airplane.